I want to get back to that, and you guys can see that my heart has just not been in it, and I want to get back to when my heart was in it, because this is what makes me happy. Like, I love YouTube so much. And such a good song. I wish we could do music on YouTube like we do on TikTok, but they haven't gotten with the times yet, apparently. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel.
Stranger, it's been a minute since we last kicked. And by the way, just got in town, and I won't let you in this club.
Welcome if you are new. Honestly, today we're just gonna like get ready with me. Like, I got a new makeup bag. It fits everything. I got it from TJ Maxx. It was like really, like maybe $12, like literally nothing. So good. Look at how much room is in here. Are we kidding? In a drop time right where you are, feeling like Scarface. We just haven't done a good like sit down, get ready with me, talk, chit chat, etc. I'm actually gonna skip the headband today. Normally I like the headband. Everything is leopard. Like, can we just talk about, it's not even intentional, just it happens. I'm going to be sharing with you guys, you know, just like my intentions with the channel and all of that. And let's get started with the video. This is so good. It's the e.l.f. Halo Glow Liquid Filter. It's just like a nice little base before your foundation, just to get things started on the right foot. My brushes, they're over there. God damn. Okay, brushes are secured. Oh my god, did I really just fucking drop my beauty blender? Lord is testing me.
And I didn't study, y'all.
I'm trying to think about all day kind of like how I want to do the video and talk to you guys about a few announcements that I have with regards to where my channel is going and things of that nature. And I finally decided I just need to sit down and talk to you guys like we're on one like big ass FaceTime call, like, you know, we always kind of do. I'm just gonna kind of talk about what's going on, how I'm feeling, things of that nature. I think it's safe to say that my heart has not been into the channel for a while. Trust me, I read all your comments, especially the negative ones before they get deleted, and a lot of you have been 100% right within what you were saying. I read a lot of comments that's like, you know, Dakota has so much potential, but she's not consistent enough, so I don't see it going anywhere, or like, you know, I'm falling off because like there's always all these promises, like she promises a video is going to come and then it doesn't, and I'm just kind of sick of like sitting here waiting around. One comment that really broke my heart was like, I don't see why I should be putting effort into being a viewer when she doesn't care about us as subscribers and things like that. I 100% resonate, and you know, your complaints are valid, because I remember when some of my creators kind of would pull back and stop being consistent with videos and just not producing anything. I'd be like, how do you not care about us as subscribers? Like, if it wasn't for us, you wouldn't have the platform you have. If it wasn't for us, you wouldn't have the luxury of being able to pick and choose when you want to upload and things like that. And it just like, it makes you feel like used as a subscriber almost, and almost like, why am I going to support this creator if they don't even care enough to upload a video once a week for us, right? And here's the thing, when I first started YouTube, okay, from the time that I was a little girl, I always knew that I wanted to do something within entertainment, and I always knew that I wanted to do something with like YouTube specifically. I grew up watching Trisha Paytas. Trisha Paytas was the first person that I watched on YouTube where she made me realize that like, oh wow, I don't have my evil eye bracelet on. Hold on. We got to get the vibes right, because me and my group chat are having a debate right now of who is the better performer, singer, whatever you want to call, Chris Brown or Usher. So let me know down below. So yeah, I started watching Trisha, and Trisha was like my comfort YouTuber. Like when I would come home from school after just like a long day of like being bullied and like being made fun of, because kids were not nice to me growing up in school. Trisha was that comfort YouTuber for me, YouTuber that I watched that kind of got me out of my day, out of my head, and I would just watch her videos and laugh and maybe even gain some like, you know, knowledge here and there, and I truly loved her for that. And when I first started YouTube, I went into it being like, this is just a hobby. This is a creative outlet. This is a way for me to get the thoughts that are in my head out to you guys, and maybe you guys can resonate with them, or maybe you guys can learn something, etc. And I always wanted to be a story time channel. Like, I always wanted to, but I didn't have the balls to come on here and be a story time channel. Like, I would watch people like Nikki Glamour, Alexis Jada, Carrie Dayton, Jessie Smiles, like OG YouTubers, right? And I'd be like, I want to be like them. I want to be like them. And I remember I reached out to Nikki. Nikki told me what camera that she was using. I went and got it, and the rest was history. But at first I was like low-key like a beauty channel. Those videos are not up anymore. And I was like, I want to be a beauty influencer. Like, I want to be a beauty guru, you know? Like, that's what I want to do. I feel like everybody who does YouTube wants to be a beauty guru, right? And I tried that a couple times and I hated it. I don't know what it was, but coming on and just like doing makeup and not having any value behind it was not something that I wanted for me and my channel. So I naturally let it go, didn't do anything. And then one day, you know, we're in the middle of the pandemic, I'm so freaking depressed, and I'm like, I'm gonna do a story channel about how the father of my, I'm gonna do a story time of how the father of my child cheated on me, right? And I'm like, I'm gonna put it up, it's gonna be hilarious, it's gonna be great. So I put it up and nothing really happened. Nothing really happened. I maybe got like a couple like comments on it that was like, wow, this was good, like you should tell more, whatever. Before I begin today's video, I really quickly wanted to give a shout out to Dossier. You guys already know who Dossier is. I talk about them all the time. They have supported my channel since I've started in 2021, and I just love them so much. They are a luxury fragrance company that also sells things like candles, room diffusers, fragrances. They take basically designer fragrances like Marc Jacob, Versace, Ford, Chanel, and they make it into their own version that is not only affordable, super affordable, but smells literally just like the top-notch fragrances that are worth like $300 and more. And I think like their cheapest one is $29. I think their most expensive is like $45. But they're full-size bottles, you guys. They literally last forever. They smell great. The longevity of the fragrance is wonderful. I literally will wash my clothes and still smell like the perfume. It's amazing. I definitely suggest that you guys go ahead and check them out. Some favorites of mine in case you're just starting out with your Dossier journey and you're wondering which one you should get. I love Floral Marshmallow. This is a dupe for Rihanna's favorite fragrance, which is Love Don't Be Shy by Kilian. Everybody says Rihanna is like the best smelling celebrity ever. Magnolia. This is a dupe for Versace Bright Crystal. I literally wear this one every single day and I get so many compliments on how I smell. Ambery, Saffron, and Ambery Vanilla. I like wearing these two together, but if I had to pick one, I think it'd be Ambery Saffron. This one is a dupe for Baccarat Rouge, and then this one is a dupe for YSL Black Opium. When I put these together, it just smells like heaven. But there's so much more. You can even take a quiz and see which perfume you should get, and they also come with a trial size as well, so if you don't like it, you can go ahead and return it. 100% money guaranteed back, or pick something else to your liking and go ahead and try them out. It's just absolutely amazing. I love them so much. I'm working with them for over 2 years. Their products are amazing. Go ahead and click the link in my bio and use code Dakota10 at checkout. Now, without further ado, let's get on into today's video. I was working at the chiropractor. I was so depressed. I was like praying to God every single day, like, get me out of here. I don't want to be here anymore. I'm over it. Like, I'm misvalued. I'm undertreated. I wish I could just do YouTube full time. And then literally overnight, I'm not joking, like literally overnight, I blew up like on that video. I woke up and I had 2,000 views. I thought it was like the coolest thing ever. I was like, oh my god, I have 2,000 views. Like, what? Going from like 200 views to 2,000? I can't even tell you guys what that does to someone's like mental capacity. Like, now I'm looking back and I'm like, that's nothing, but like at first, like I really thought that that was like a lot. And then one day I woke up and it was like 3,000, 4,000, 5,000. Before I knew, the video had like 20,000 views and everybody was like, oh my god, do more story times, do more story times, like we're obsessed, like please do more. And then out of nowhere, I start doing more story times. I get monetized within 1 month, which is like unheard of on YouTube. And you know, things were going really bad at my chiropractor job, so I ended up quitting. That video up where it's my boss tried to scam me. She like tried to do some fuck shit on my W-2 and make it look like I didn't make as much as I did because she didn't want to pay her taxes. And it was like really bad. I almost had to go to court and everything, but finally got my W-2, filed my taxes, got my tax return. Life was grand. So I quit and I was like, I'm just gonna jump into YouTube full time at sink or swim, and I'm gonna swim. I started doing story time videos. I remember being like, oh my god, I remember there was a time in my life where like I wanted to do this, I wanted to be here. I was like looking up to Nikki Glamour and I was like, I want to be her one day. I was living out my whole dream, y'all. Like imagine being a little kid and your whole life all you wanted to do is like be in the entertainment industry or do something, and then you get a chance to be on YouTube and you're just like popping off and everything is going great. So I started doing storytime videos about my life, my relationships, things of that nature. And at first, I absolutely loved it because I'm sitting here and I'm giving girls advice, I'm helping people out, and it's just such a great outlet for me to, number one, not only express myself and have my mental health be at a good place because I have a creative outlet. Like I'm naturally a very creative person. I'm multi-passionate. Like my whole life, if somebody asked me what I wanted to do, it was never just one thing. It was like 20 different things. And I didn't realize that being a multi-potentialite, which means that you have multiple passions, means you're not supposed to be doing just one thing. You're not supposed to have just one avenue. People who are like multi-potentialites like myself do a million different things. They have like a 9-to-5 job and then like a side business, and then they have like they like run like a soccer league on the side, and they sew on the weekends. Like they do so many different things. And my whole life I've always been told like, just pick one thing. Why can't you just pick one thing? Why can't you just be one thing? Like go to school, get a degree, and just have a degree in that one thing. You can't do a million things, Dakota. You have to settle down and just pick one. And I could never do that. And so naturally I got too kind of overwhelmed and just didn't pick anything because I'm like, okay, well, I don't know what I want to do. So I finally felt like for once in my life I had a purpose. I was like, I'm telling these stories. I have hundreds of women DMing me a day just being like, thank you so much, Dakota. You've really helped me out on my journey. Like, I just really feel so seen, so heard, so valued, and I just love you. Like, thank you so much for what you're doing, and like, you're making a difference. And don't get me wrong, I still get those messages to this day, but it's on my podcast, right? Some of it's on my channel, but most of it's on my podcast, which we're gonna get into that, okay? Just wait. I have to give you guys the appetizer before I give you the full course. By the way, this liquid blush from Makeup Revolution, are we kidding? Like, look at my skin right now, y'all. Are we for real? Love it. So anyways, time goes on and I'm loving it, and after a while I stopped telling stories about my relationships, or I still tell stories about my relationships, don't get me wrong, but because I stopped dating and I kind of was into like my celibacy journey and things like that, I didn't really have much stories about my dating life anymore. And I also found myself wanting to keep some of my dating life a bit more private from the internet, because the one thing about the internet is that, you know, you share a little bit and then people expect you to share the whole entire thing. And I always say on here, there's certain stories that should just not be shared on the internet. There's certain things that I think need to be like a intimate, you know, time in your life that should just be for you. And not everybody needs to always know your business. So I found myself wanting to pull back and be a bit more private, but also still be super transparent with you guys, because I feel like my transparency and my vulnerability is what got me my platform, because not a lot of people are like that on YouTube, right? Like, they give you a little bit, right, but not like the whole thing. And so I felt like, okay, well, I'm here and I'm able to share and be vulnerable and people love it, and I'm gonna keep doing that. But then I found myself wanting to keep certain things private, but then I'm like, if I keep certain things private, then I don't have story times, because my story times are about my life. So I kind of started doing story times about like past things, like high school and things like that, and you guys didn't really seem to like those, so I stopped doing those and I started just doing like more current events from like 2017 on. And then I found myself coming on here and slowly but surely falling out of love, not with YouTube, because YouTube is, this is the thing, you guys are the most important. You guys think about me and how you guys think about me and how you perceive me. I don't care about what anybody thinks about me, but when it comes to you guys, that is like #1 to me. And I don't ever want to disappoint you guys, which is why thus far I've continued with story times, because after a while I started to fall out of love with them. But I think I didn't want to admit that I was falling out of love with story times, so I just blamed it on YouTube. I was like, well, YouTube isn't what it is anymore, and people like short form content anywhere. Like, oh, well, my channel isn't performing well as it used to. And it's like, well, no shit, it's not performing well as it used to. #1, you're not posting enough, and #2, you're not consistent. #3, you're not loving what you're doing. And the whole reason why I left 9-to-5 traditional jobs was because I didn't love what I was doing anymore. And the type of person that I am, and I've been this way my whole entire life, when I fall out of love with something, or I feel like almost like forced, or like that like feeling to do something, that means that I'm not supposed to be doing it anymore. Like point blank period, the end. It's been like this my whole entire life, where if I force myself to continue to do something, eventually it just goes to shit because it's not in alignment. And that's just how I am as a person. I don't know if you guys are like that too, or if you can resonate with that as well. But slowly but surely I felt myself starting to fall out of love with telling stories. Like I remember I used to come on camera and I was producing videos back to back, like getting them out back to back, one after the other, like another one, because I loved it so much. And after a while I realized that I outgrew the person I was when I started this channel. It wasn't that I outgrew you guys. It wasn't even that I outgrown story times. It's just the person that I was when I started YouTube is not the same person that I am anymore. I started YouTube in 2021 and it's now almost 2 years later. And I have lived many lives since then. I have been in relationships, gotten my heart broken, learned how to love again, got my heart broken again, done a lot of inner child work and shadow work and therapy, worked past a lot of traumas. And I've also just done a lot of like inner healing, I guess you could say, like just sitting down with my thoughts and being like, why do I feel this? Why do I feel this way? Rather than just like running to the internet and like tweeting about it or making a video about it. I've learned to just kind of like sit with my feelings and process them and not be so irrational. And I just feel like the person that I was when I started my channel is I was kind of like a savage. Like if you watch my first video where I'm talking about my child's father, I'm very much so just like running out my mouth, like just talking out of my ass. And I love that girl. I'll always have love for that girl because she got me to where I am now. But I'm just not that girl anymore when it comes to like talking about people. I want to continue to tell my story, but I want it to be in a different way. I want it to be in a way where it like uplifts people and makes people happy and people learn from things. I don't want to come on here on the internet anymore like talking shit about people and being like a savage, you know what I mean? That's just not the person that I am anymore. And I think that that's okay. I think it's okay to sometimes look at life and be like, this is not who I am anymore. I've outgrown it, and that's just not how I am. Like I'll always have like a sassy, like, you know, personality and a very sassy like way of, you know, talking and being, and that's just how I am. It's how I always am gonna be. I'm always gonna have an attitude. It's how I am. It was literally embedded into my DNA. But I'm just no longer that person anymore that wants to come on here and like talk shit about people or make it seem like I'm perfect, because I'm not. And it's just not, I don't know, it's just not how I am anymore. Lately, what's been really giving me joy is my podcast. And I feel like on my podcast, I talk about my story and I talk about real life, but I do it in a way that's beneficial towards others, where they can sit here and they can learn. And it's not me sitting here being like, this guy did this to me and blah, 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 and fuck him and fuck his new girl too, and blah. That's just not how I am anymore as a person. It's just, it really isn't. It used to be, trust me, I used to be very immature, very toxic, very like, I didn't know how to regulate or control my emotions. And I'm growing up, you guys. Like I'm about to be 30 years old. Not that age equates to maturity, because some people just don't end up maturing at the same point as you. And I'm learning that as well. I'm learning about friendships and being around people who uplift me and being around people who want the best for me, and not just people who benefit off of me being kind and empathetic. And I just want to talk about real life topics, real life everything. But I think the thing was that when I would post videos like a Dakota's Diary, which we're going to get into this now, when I would post a video like Dakota's Diary or a vlog or Q&As or Ask Dakotas, they wouldn't do great, you know? I was used to my videos, story times, getting like 30,000 views a video. And I was doing great, my income was fantastic, but then when I would start mixing other content into it and doing different things, those videos would only get like 4,000 to 5,000 views. Now, if this was the Dakota when I first started YouTube, 4,000 or 5,000 views is amazing, bitch. You can't tell me nothing. But obviously, as time goes on and you start getting more subscribers and you get used to your channel getting a certain amount, seeing things like that get very discouraging. And then it gets to a point where it's like, I want to make other content, but now I'm at a point where my income is attached to this. This is how I make my money. I make my money through YouTube ads that are ran across my videos, and I make money from sponsorships like Keen, Dossier, a bunch of people that I've worked with before, and they pay me to talk about their products in, you know, my videos. But of course, I only pick the ones that I am genuinely like. I literally turned down a $2,000 offer from a company because it just didn't align with my values. Like, they wanted me to come on here and just talk about their product and have a video be just about the product. And I'm like, my subscribers are not gonna like that. They want me to come on here and either like do a story time or do a Dakota's diary or do a vlog and then incorporate the product in a video. And you guys have always been so supportive of that. Like, girl, get your coin. Like, I talked about this in one video and you guys were like, girl, we don't care. Like, we'll watch it just so you can get paid. And I'm like, yeah, but like, that's not within like my moral compass. Like, I started this channel because I literally had no friends. Like, when I started YouTube, I have friends now, but when I started YouTube, I had no friends, you guys. I had one friend and that was fucking it. And it was the middle of the pandemic and I was so lonely and I would just like cry myself to sleep every night. I fucking hated my career. I hated my job. Things in my family weren't good. And I built friendships with you guys and I built a family with you guys, and I just slowly but surely started to absolutely fall in love with YouTube. And I feel like I finally had like built a community and just built of everything that I've dreamed of since I was a little girl. And I was so happy. But then when I would do new content, you know, I would get like not the best feedback from it. Like, I'll watch this because it's you, but I'd rather watch a story time. Or like, like, I don't really like how you're trying to do new content. We just want to hear story times. We don't care about anything else. And as much as I completely get and understand that, I think you guys also need to realize that eventually people are going to run out of story times. Every story time creator on this app eventually is going to run out of story times. And then they're going to be in the same position as me where they look around, they're like, fuck, what do I do next? This is all that my community knows is just story time. It's scary when your income is attached to that. And I tried to branch out and do different content, and had my income not been attached to this, I would have just continued to do that content, and then eventually maybe I would have gained newer viewers, or you guys would have gotten used to it or whatever. But because my income was attached to it, and because I have a very lack and scarcity mindset around money, I was like, oh my god, no, like, I have to do story times because number one, I want to make my subscribers happy, but number two, like, I have a child to feed, you know what I mean? So it gets really messy when your hobby becomes your job. Because at first you do it and you just don't care. And like, I'm a firm believer that the less you care about something, the more it happens. And let me explain. When you go into a job and you're super nervous and you're like, oh my god, like, my job's not going to accept me because there's so many other people that are older than me and better than me and smarter than me, and they're not going to pick little old me. I barely have a resume to show. They're not going to pick me. If you go into that job with that like fear, scarcity, lack mindset, then you're 100% right, they're not going to pick you. But that's because you're setting off the energy with this lack of like, I'm not good enough type thing, right? But if you go in, like the job that I got at the chiropractor, you guys, I was not qualified for that shit at all. I literally said on the application, like, only apply if you are qualified. Like, if you are not qualified, please, like, do not waste our time. And I didn't care. I forgot how I did this. Yes, I did do the purple. Okay, sorry, I'm trying to recreate this makeup look that I did at the beach the other day because it was so pretty. I'm finally playing with color, you guys. This Mauve Up palette from ColourPop. It is literally so good, y'all. And you know me, I'm like a neutral queen, all right? Nude Mood, that's one's from ColourPop. I got the Neutral Territory from Morphe. Like, I don't fuck around with color, but I got this and I was like, oh my god, it looks so good. I feel like a little mermaid. But yeah, anyway, so I also don't want to disappoint you guys. Like, disappointing you guys is like literally the #1 thing that I don't want to do, because you guys got me to where I am. And I don't look at y'all as like numbers. I look at you guys as family. Ask anybody who's ever DM'd me. I answer. I talk to you guys. I get feedback from you guys. I have a group chat with literally 2 of my freaking subscribers, and I'll text them and be like, hey guys, you think this is like a good idea for a thumbnail? Or hey, do you think I should cut this video? Like, I am so that YouTuber that is like involved with her subscribers, because I would not be shit without you guys, like literally. And I know that, and I'm grateful. And that's why, like, I know people have been so disappointed with like my lack of consistency, but it's because I just have outgrown story times, but yet I'm still trying to come on here and be like somebody that doesn't let you guys down and doesn't disappoint y'all. And within that, I've honestly, not to like make it sound corny, but I've disappointed myself because I'm doing things that aren't in alignment, aren't making me happy. And I was talking to my friend Mariana the other day, because I've gotten certified in Reiki level 1 and 2. And if you don't know what that is, it's just energy healing. Like, you basically take your hands, place it over somebody, and it's supposed to just help their energy flow better through their body, because we have energy centers called chakras, and they get blocked, you know, just from life events, traumas, heartbreak, failure, things of that nature. And they cause sometimes physical ailments, like, you know, not feeling worthy or not feeling good enough or not listening to your intuition. And so I wanted to get certified in that to help other people. And we were talking on the phone the next day, and I was telling her about my channel, and I was like, I just don't, I'm not happy anymore doing story times. Like, I really want to stop, but I was like, I'm so scared. I said, you know, I try to do other content, but I feel like they don't like it, or like some people like it, but I feel like it's not good enough. And she said to me, well, I think the reason why you're not finding success within your new content is because you haven't fully stepped out of your old content just yet. And that's so true, because I kept saying to myself, okay, I'm just gonna do 1 story time a week, and then I'm gonna do new content on top of that to slowly get, you know, them used to it. That way the change isn't super like, you know, out of this world. It's more just gradual, and they won't be upset with me for just like cutting out story times altogether, right? And I said, you're so right, because I've been slowly trying to like transition my channel, but every time I go to film a story time, I'm just not happy. And I also don't want you to think that I'm doing the story time for views. It's not that it doesn't make me completely unhappy. I'm still happy doing it. It's just I'm not like thrilled doing it. I don't get the same like hit of dopamine or high that I used to get doing the story times anymore. It's just I know that my purpose is for something way greater than just coming on here and talking about my ex-boyfriends all the time. And also, that's the thing too, like I said, I still want to tell my story. I just want to do it in a different way. And I feel like a lot of times in life we get stuck because we keep telling the same story about the childhood trauma, the heartbreak, how we had, you know, this happened to us and that happened to us, and, you know, we felt unworthy because of a man's inability to make us feel loved. And the more that we keep telling that story, we almost keep reiterating the same exact thing in our current lives, you know? It's kind of like, change the story, girl, like change the tune, like do something different. Like, you don't always have to be talking about that. And I just feel like the more that like I talk about my exes, and the more that I talk about things of that nature, like for more than like 2 minutes, I just feel like I'm backwards in life, and I don't want to live in the past anymore. I want to bring you guys into what Dakota's doing now, into who Dakota is today, what she's doing now, what her day-to-day life looks like, who she is as a person. And I'm just not the same person that I was when I started making story times 2 years ago. I'm really not. I've grown and matured and changed so much fucking since then. I mean, I have a long way to go. Like, I'm not all the way saved. I'm 80%, and that 20%, if someone catches me on a wrong day, you could still get it, and you could still get a story time. But like, I don't know, I'm kind of like, oh, I'm over it, you know what I mean? So she was saying like, well, I think the reason why you feel that way is because you haven't quite stepped out of your old content yet. Like, you're kind of still in there, and it's based off of fear, because like I said, I'm afraid that you guys are gonna hate it. I'm afraid of disappointing you guys. I'm afraid of getting that comment that's like, I once loved Dakota's channel so much, but she completely changed, and like I'm falling off. I'm afraid of my income not being where it's supposed to be and then having to go back to a 9 to 5. There's so much fear and failure. And the reason why I'm talking about this is because I have not heard a single YouTuber talk about this shit yet, where they want to pivot their content, but they're afraid because their fan base is used to one thing, and this one thing does not make this creator happy anymore, so they want to do another thing, and they're afraid of their channel failing, their income going to shit, their subscribers falling off. Like, I have not heard of literally one single solitary YouTuber talking about this shit yet. So I want to be real and open and transparent with you guys, because this is real life. This is what it's like. It's not just putting on a camera and putting on a happy face and telling a story. There's so much more that goes into it. And I want to, you know, make you guys aware of that, because you guys don't know these things because you're not here in my room watching me every single day. You know what I mean? Like, I want to have this open line of communication and just get your opinion. And I guess we can kind of segue into what this whole video is about, which is where my channel is going, the direction it's going in, etc. As I've said before, I have been really loving my podcast, and I have gotten back into it. If you guys have never heard it, it's called Sis Let's Heal, and I just talk about my story in depth on there, but it's more so along the lines of like helping other people and making other people feel good and making them feel seen and heard, which is exactly what I wanted to do behind this channel in the first place, was just help other people feel less alone, help other people feel seen, and help other people not feel the way that I did in 2020 when I had no friends and I had nothing, and I was just so like lonely, and you know, it was horrible. And that's why I started this channel. And I feel like, you know, somewhere along the way that got lost in translation, and it became about, okay, well, this is my job now, so I gotta do what performs well, and just lost the sense of the why behind my channel, which is to help people. And I'm not helping people if I'm doing content that I'm not proud of and that I don't like. I sat down with myself and I said, okay, if I could do any content that I didn't have to worry about how it performed, like if I could just sit down and do any content and not worry about views, or not worry about obsessively checking to see how many people viewed it, or not checking my YouTube studio every day to see what my income is for the month, what kind of content would I do? And to be honest, I want to do like inspiration / lifestyle, but like telling my story. Like, I'm not just gonna sit here and do like vlogs all the time, because yeah, sure, like I'm showing you my life, but what's the why behind that? How is that helping people, you know? But I do want to do like lifestyle, like yeah, I do want to do like kind of like vlogs and like days of my life and things like that, but I want to make it more so in a sense where it's like somehow helping you guys and there's some form of inspiration behind there. And I really want to start filming my podcast, like the video version, and putting it on here, and then obviously still putting the audio on like Spotify and Apple and things of that nature. But like, I really want to come on here and do the video for you guys. For the people who kind of prefer more of like the visual aspect, I really want to do that. And I just think that it would perform, not even perform well, but I just think it would do well. And that's kind of like where I'm headed right now with this channel, is I just want to add value to your lives. And I think that in order for me to do that, I need to be authentic with who I am and why, again, like why I started my channel and why I do what I do. And that starts with me getting back to my why. And no, like, if you guys have any suggestions of where you want me to go from here, please let me know down below. I know you guys keep saying like vlogs and things like that, and I definitely will do those, but I just want to find a way where it's not just like I'm coming on here like every other mundane like vlog channel. Like I want it to be different. I want it to be fun. I want it to be like we're just all hanging out, but I want there to be like inspiration behind it. You know what I mean? I don't know. It's like I just feel like I've been getting all the signs to dive deep into my podcast and, you know, bring that to my channel. And I feel like God is calling me to a higher purpose, because I have so much to offer. I have so much knowledge. I've been through so many things, and I didn't get put through those things for nothing. Like, I did not go through those traumas and those trials and tribulations for nothing. Jesus Christ. I went through those things because I'm supposed to help somebody else, and have them know they're not alone, and you know what I mean, like just tell my story. Like I always look at like Sarah Jake Roberts. I don't know if you guys know who that is, but she's a pastor, and she has this brand called Woman Evolve, and she has a podcast, but she also goes to like high schools and arenas, and she talks about like her testimony about how she was a single mom at like 15 and how she got through it, and you know, just her trials and her tribulations. And I'm like, that's what I fucking want to do. Also, the thing with like telling story times is that people get addicted to just kind of hearing about your drama and hearing about your chaos. I think that's why a lot of people get upset when I don't do story times as frequently as I once was, because they're like, where's the tea, sis? Like, we missed the tea, we missed the drama, like where is it? And like I said, as I'm getting older, I'm just feeling a need to kind of keep some more things, you know, private and a little more to myself, and my whole life is kind of on the internet, so I don't think that that's an unfair request to make. And I totally get it, because like tea, like who doesn't like tea and chisme? Like, we all like tea, we all like to gossip a little bit here and there, but I'm also just at a point in my life where, like I said, like that shit just like does not make me happy anymore. But I lost my footage for a second, and that was gonna be my 13th reason. That was gonna be me walking into traffic with a freaking blindfold, because wow, sorry to bring it to such a dark place, but if I lost that footage, that would have been it. There was a time actually in was it January or February? I think it might have been February, where I was talking to my friend. No, it wasn't a friend, it was this guy I was talking to, and I was on my way to my mom's house, and I was like literally crying, you guys. I was crying. So I was writing out a message to him, and I said, you know, I'm kind of, because he asked me how my day was, and I said, you know, I'm kind of feeling down today because I'm just not happy with making story times anymore. And I listed all the reasons that I just said to you guys. And he said, people are subscribed to you not because of your story times, not because of the drama, not because of the chaos, but because it's you. Because they love you and they want to see you. They don't care about anything else. Like, and I've had so many people write on my channel that like I could literally come on here and talk about like toenail separators, and they would watch for like an hour. And like, even in the past when I've addressed like that I'm not 100% happy with the content I'm creating, so many of you are like, Dakota, just post what you want and we'll watch it. Like, stop caring so much about yourself. Like stop worrying so much. And I know that those people are down for anything, and that they will stick around through this new era and new chapter that I'm about to go into. And those are the people that I want to be subscribed to me. Like, I'm grown up, you guys, like, you know. And also the thing is too, is like, I eventually want to find a man. Like, I eventually want to, not right now, but eventually I'd like to get into a relationship. And if a guy comes on my channel and sees that all I'm doing is talking bad about my ex-boyfriends, how do you think that's gonna look? Like, I can still talk about my exes and talk about my you know, journey and the stories I've been through, but I could do it in a way where it's more digestible and not like off-putting, you know what I mean? I don't know, like, I just feel like I look back at a lot of my videos and I don't regret them. I'm so happy I posted them, but I you know what, I really am, because now I wouldn't, like, some of them yes, but I wouldn't have posted like a couple of them I could have really did without, but I'll keep them up. I'm never gonna like be that person that like archives my videos. Like, my videos will be up literally forever. But what I'm saying is that I'm just like, it's cool because when you're a creator, you get to make this like visual diary, like this visual diary of like where you've been in life and what you were thinking at that time and what you're doing. And it's so cool. And I like how I can look back and see the growth. I like how I could look back and look at a video and be like, okay, I'm kind of happy that we're not in that era anymore. Like, love her. Like, I love all versions of me. I love all the versions of me that got me to where I am today. I can't ever be upset with myself about a season of my life, because that's a part of growth and progression. I swear, the lip gloss is the most satisfying part of the routine, apart from the lashes. Everything's always linked down below for your convenience if you guys want to know the makeup products I use, etc. In conclusion to this whole entire thing is that I just feel like I have been trying to push myself into this box of just doing story times and no other content, and being worried about my income and, you know, like how much views a video gets, and like making myself sick over it, but also trying to not disappoint you guys. And it's just been a lot. It's been a lot mentally, physically, and I feel like along the way I kind of lost my outlet, this outlet that I once loved so much and that, you know, saved me. I always say it so many times that you guys always say that, you know, I've saved you and I've helped you, and this fly is about to get it. To you guys that have actually saved me in multiple ways, many times, from myself, and I really just don't think I'll ever find a way to repay you or thank you for that. But one way that I can start is by being a consistent content creator. And I'm scared, I'm not gonna lie, there's a lot of fear behind it. I don't know if I'm gonna succeed, I don't know if I'm gonna fail. I don't know if you guys are going to like it. I don't know if maybe I should have started incorporating new content from the beginning. Maybe I shouldn't have pigeonholed and niched myself down to just being a creator on story times. But one thing I know, two things for certain, is that God has a plan for everybody. God has a way for everybody, and if there is a will, there is a way. And when you're being called to do something, you have to listen to it. And for me personally, I have been called numerous times to pivot my content and do things that are more impactful and make people feel a certain way and make people happy, help others, and serve more. I feel like I'm not serving you guys right now with the content I'm doing, and I feel like I have so much more to offer, not only as a creator but as a human. And I just feel like that need, that fulfillment, that like want that I have to come on here and be happy about filming content and turning the camera off and being like, oh my god, that was so good, hasn't been there for a long time. And I want to get back to that, and you guys can see that my heart has just not been in it, and I want to get back to when my heart was in it, because this is what makes me happy. Like, I love YouTube so much. And you know what, here's the freaking thing, y'all. If I start doing new content and my channel fails, okay, and what? Am I going to get is my credit score going to go down 500 points? Am I going to lose somebody I love? Am I going to be diagnosed with an like, no, those things are not going to happen. So like, why am I so afraid to fail? I think I need to get to the deep-rooted issue of why I'm so afraid of failure, rather than why I feel like I won't succeed doing different content. I've had so many of you be like, just post whatever you want and we're gonna freaking watch it. And those are the people that I want as my subscribers, as my viewers, etc. So you guys are about to see a whole new change when it comes to this channel. I'm going to put my podcast on here. I'm going to be doing vlogs. I'm going to try to find a way to make it more like inspirational than just lifestyle itself. I'm going to be doing a lot more things with like beauty. That's the thing too, is like I love doing makeup so much, but I want to like incorporate it into my like inspirational side as well. Like, I know I'm supposed to be doing content that is supposed to like help people. I'm a 5/1 manifesting generator in human design. If you don't know what that is, just go to Google and put free human design chart, and you'll just put in your birth date, the time you were born, and it will tell you what you are. And I'm a manifesting generator, okay? And the profile that I am is a 5/1, and a 5/1 is supposed to be doing content that's going to help people and be inspirational. So I'm not supposed to be just coming on here and doing like fashion vlogs and just like beauty guru videos and things like that. Like, I have so much more of I'm not saying that that's not a purpose. Like, I'm not trying to take away anybody's shine or take away anybody's anything. If that's what you like and you like being that kind of creator, amazing. I love that for you, and that's what you're probably supposed to do, and that's why you're so successful in it. But for me, I just know that like I'm supposed to be coming on here and doing content that impacts people. If I'm not happy, you guys aren't going to be happy. So I need to make a change for myself, within myself, and this is kind of like an end of an era. This is kind of like goodbye, like not to you guys, but I guess to like the person I used to be, you know? And I feel like that's like so cliche, but it's only been 2 years, but I've lived so many lives over the past 2 years, y'all. I can't even begin to sit here and describe to you how many lives I have lived over the past 2 years. And I just feel like I'm a completely new bitch now. And I feel like I'm like closing a chapter in the door on the person that I used to be, out of survival and out of not being heard and out of not being seen. And I love her because at one point she served me a wonderful purpose, and she brought me you guys. So I could never sit here and be like upset or aggravated of that version of myself, because she served her purpose. But everything comes with an expiration date, and everything comes with a season. And sometimes when a season is over and you're supposed to be like jumping into a new one, when a season of your life is supposed to end, you're supposed to be walking into a new season which has a better purpose for you, and you're not doing that, you're not going to be able to flourish in what you're doing if you're not happy in it. And I feel like the reason why I'm not like flourishing right now on YouTube, my channel, is because I'm not making content that sparks joy in here. If I'm not in alignment with myself and my purpose, then what's the point? Then all this is just meaningless. It's obsolete. Oh, this is like really weird. It's really emotional, and I'm gonna try not to cry, but like, it's really from the bottom of my heart, you guys. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you for supporting me, for being here with me, for loving me through all my ups and downs, all my trials and tribulations, all my consistencies and non-consistencies, and just like being here for me as my support system, and loving me, and just like loving me, just for me putting on my camera and coming here and talking and saying wild, crazy, outlandish things, and like loving me for that and wanting to be here. Like, there's like 24,000 of you on here. That's crazy. That's crazy. And you know what? But here's the thing. If God does not take me any further with what I have right now, and I've always said this, if God does not take me any further with this channel and what I have right now, then I'm just thankful for what he's given me thus far. I am so thankful for thus far what he has given to me, which is you guys. Because I know no matter what, no matter if my channel goes up or down, whatever, I know that there's a certain amount of those 23,000 that are going to still rock with me and be here for me and root for me and support me. So just like, thank you guys for everything, and I hope that we can grow together. I hope as an audience you can grow with me as a creator, and we can just take this shit to the next level. That's really what I want to do. And I'm doing this thing where I don't talk about things anymore. I just do them, and then when I do them, I'll present them. But I have a really, really cool project coming up that I think you guys are going to love, and it's going to help a lot of people, and it sparks joy in me. Okay, that's the end of this video. Here's the finished look. She's flirty, she's thriving, she looks like a mermaid. It's always gonna be 2016 makeup for me. I'm sorry, like I know I like the whole clean girl aesthetic with, you know, whatever, cool, that's great, Hailey Bieber, awesome. It's always gonna be 2016 with the highlight and the contour snatch and the eyebrows and the lashes and it's always gonna be 2016 makeup. Like, I cannot get past it, and I think it looks good on me. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you enjoyed, don't forget to give it a huge thumbs up, to subscribe to my channel, and turn your post notifications on so you never miss a video from me, period. Also, make sure to comment down below, like I said, Chris Brown or Usher. Who are y'all rooting for? Which team? Are you team both? Because I think I'm team both. I can't pick. I put that on my group chat because we were arguing over who was the better rapper, Drake or Kendrick. I love Drake, don't get me wrong, but the right answer is Kendrick, okay? Every single time. But then I was like, all right, once we got past that argument, which was an argument, we were arguing for like 2 hours, I was like, all right, Chris Brown or Usher, and nobody had an answer. They were like, I can't even answer that. That's hard. Like, that's too hard. So I want to hear from y'all. Who are you gonna pick in a battle? Who do you think's gonna blow who away? I literally don't know. If you want to follow my podcast, it's gonna be either here or here. Follow me on it. It's called Sis Let's Heal. Like I said, I'm going to be filming my first episode this week and putting it on as a visual instead of just an audio. But if you like listening to the audio, don't worry. It's still going to be on Spotify, Apple, Buzzsprout, iHeartRadio, all the platforms that I'm on. I don't even know which ones they are anymore. His post notification shout out goes to Mystic Rain 0323. She said, I love your random talks with us like we're sitting down with a FaceTime. You're so beautiful and so honest. That's why I love about you. You're so authentic, and we need more people out there like you. I'm rooting for you. Teach our daughters and even sons nowadays to not allow toxicity into our life. You're so beautiful. Love watching you do your makeup. Thank you so much for that sweet and sincere comment. Because of subscribers like you, I get to wake up every single day and do what I love. And I'm just so appreciative. So thank you so much from the bottom of my heart. I would not and could not be here or do any of this without you guys. If you want to be the next post notification shout out, all you have to do is turn your post notifications on. All you literally got to do is just click the bell. That's it. Comment something down below. If I like it, if it touches my heart, then I will post it. So yeah, guys, thank you so much. Don't forget to also give Dossier a shout out. Use my code Dakota10 at checkout. And until next time, stay safe, wear condoms, don't let anybody's dusty, rusty, crusty sun get you in your feelings, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.
Baby, I wonder, would you just put your sweats on for me? Yeah. I got the plug.